there, this is Sonia from Your Vegan Guide, and today I'm going to talk to you about a really simple change that you can make that will help you both to eat out less and to reduce your sodium. And actually, by virtue of eating out less, you will most likely reduce your sodium. I spoke about this in a previous video, but I really like these Dr. John McDougall lunches where you can just add hot water and have an instant meal. He has good flavors like pad thai and another version which is just pad thai noodles, because you can do either a soup or just a noodle dish. Actually, he also has ready-made soups like this as well that you just open the box and pour out the contents and heat them up. I don't tend to like these quite as much because these dry ones I can take to work with me, and so they're very, very convenient. So yeah, he has a vegan chicken flavored, of course no real chickens, ramen noodle soup as well. So he has quite a variety. And I know I kind of sound like a commercial for him right now, and I don't want it to be this way, because of course food that you make yourself is always the best, whether you're a raw foodie or you're a high starch vegan or you're vegan curious, certainly. However, when it comes down to having something that can help you, for example, make the difference between eating at your office or going out to eat, and having something very readily available prevents you, or gives you another option, I should say, that is satisfying, you will eat out less. But another reason I really like these lunches is that because when you open up one of these soups, and I will show you, in it you have your contents, your noodles and some of your other, tofu or dried vegetables or whatever, and you have this spice packet. And this I have found to be really wonderful that they are separate, because what I end up doing, and this has really been a great tool for me to help reduce the sodium I eat, is that I take this packet and I only empty into the bowl here about maybe 1/3 to 1/2, and that really saves on the sodium. So this particular lunch has 320 milligrams of sodium, and for only 200 calories, this is only going to contribute 200 calories towards my lunch. That's kind of a lot. I mean, we want to try to keep our sodium, added sodium, under 1,000 milligrams a day, because really the fruits and vegetables that we eat, any, whole foods that we have, also has salt in them, also has sodium. So, by reducing the amount of the contents of this packet that I put in this soup, then I greatly save on my salt intake for the day. And really what that allows you to do too is gives you a real marker of how you're doing in terms of changing your taste over time for sodium, because you can take the same exact lunch and slowly reduce sodium over time and notice that your tastes change. For example, if I were to now put this whole packet in and eat it, it would taste too salty for me. So it's a great, perfect measure of progress. When I make my own food, it's a little harder to do that because I make the recipe a little bit different each time. And speaking of making my own food, I absolutely love my rice cooker, and I make all sorts of high-carb stews, rices, and that type of thing in it. And I do not throw away the unused contents of this envelope. What I do is I use it as seasoning for other dishes, and I put in, I might put in the remaining half into a huge stew that I would eat over several meals, thus, you know, dispersing the contents of this over several meals as opposed to really having a concentrated amount of sodium and other spices, which can be very stimulating in a single meal. So really, I love these things because if you wait for the sales, you can get them pretty inexpensive, for one thing, at Whole Foods. You know, this only cost me about $1.30 because I waited for them to go on special at Whole Foods, and then I bought more than 6 at a time, so I got the case price at Whole Foods. And they're super convenient, super cheap, and low in fat, because that's what Dr. McDougall promotes: low fat, high carb vegan. So out of this little guy, I get convenience that helps me avoid going out to eat, thus is a lot healthier. And I get extra spices for stews that I make later on. And, you know, I get a lot of variety because he has a lot of different types. So I just wanted to share that with you. Real simple thing you can do if you're struggling with what to eat as you're vegan. Now, of course, I don't eat this as a whole meal, but it gives me a lot more freedom to supplement any meal that I have. Like, I could put together a really substantial salad and some fruit, and then if that isn't quite enough for me, then I can have one of these. And so that's how I do it. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off of lunch preparation for me, because I don't have to get it exactly perfect. I can basically complement my my lunch meal with this. So I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I will certainly answer.